What's up everybody, MrAvogato here, and today we're going to be doing a what if Dead by Daylight video. We're going to be talking about what if they change some survival perks. We're trying to touch on some of the perks that are either less used or just haven't really had a go around recently. In the background we'll be drop kicking the ghost face for lack of a better term, so please do enjoy and let's get right into this, shall we? So Dead by Daylight, the game that just keeps adding perks. There's nothing wrong with that, but when there's so many, it starts to become just like any other game. Metas become a thing where certain perks are either untouched or even just the fun ones become neglected. Pebble. Don't neglect my Pebble. Quick disclaimer here that my lawyer asked me to read. These perk ideas are for fun. I do not care if they sound odd or if they make your jellies feel in an awkward way. Please know that they have no change in the game. The devs are not going to listen to me. So behave yourself in the comment section. That is all. First up, we're going to start with Ace in the Hole. What we're thinking that can be changed for Ace in the Hole is when getting a great skill check, maybe you get a 2% chance to gain back charges for a med kit or toolbox, and a 1% chance to gain back flashlight for blinds. Now mind you, that does sound extremely powerful, especially if you're getting blinds, getting juice back, but that's why we said a 2% chance and a 1% for flashlight. We don't want something like a 25% chance to where you're just never running out of items. But I do think that'd be kind of interesting. You might be waving your hand in the air, telling me where you're going to put that ace in which hole. But that's a little idea we have for that one. Next up, the infamous Dead Hard. So I've been saying this for either a perk created in general or for Dead Hard for the longest time. You see, back in the day, in my day, Dead Hard would give you that little dash. It was more a dead hard for distance, as they would say, rather than the dead hard to take a hit. Which is why I think dead hard, if you use it at a window vault or a pallet, instead of using it to eat a hit, you should be able to simply actually vault through that window or actually vault over that pallet. This would actually make it not only incredibly cool to see, but then killers won't have to worry about having to eat a hit or chaining it into a made for this now, with made for this giving you that boost only when you have the mending effect. This could technically be looked more at something like Life, considering the picture literally does show them leaping through the window, but just an idea to have there. Now, I know I said don't touch my Pebble, don't sleep on the Pebble. But real quick, Diversion. Let us hold at least 2. I mean, you see those hackers throwing infinite snowball pebbles at people. Let us hold 2. We could still have to charge it, but let us hold 2 of them. I know they don't want us to spam it, but right now, Pebble is somewhat slept on. I'm happy that some bigger creators have been picking it up and using it more often. And obviously we don't want a whole game with noise effects going on all match for the killer. But if we can at least carry 2, well then let us throw it while running. Because if you think Pebble isn't strong right now in loot, not only are you wrong, but if you let me throw that shit while we're running, it's game over, baby. Now we're gonna move on to friendly competition. So, I say when you're on a gen with another survivor, you should get great skill checks, okay? Well, if you get a great skill check, it should trigger another skill check for the other survivor on the same gen. When it triggers that skill check, that survivor needs to hit that great skill check. And if it triggers a great skill check for them, it goes back and forth like a game of fucking ping pong. Whoever misses the skill check ends up screaming, revealing their position. The winner, so to speak, that doesn't scream, that continues to hit that great skill check, gets bonus repair speed. This would give us a perk that survivors can actually somewhat interact with other survivors, not only in a friendly competition, but in a way to say, hey, if you're doing this gen right, and we're burning through it, great, but if you fuck up, you gonna take chase bastard. Now, speaking of skill checks, let's move on to hyper focus. After you complete one full gen, I believe it should activate hyper focus to start an infinite merciless storm on your next gen. You could even make it to where it's like an active ability button type thing, but the next gen that you touch should be more or less the better way to go about it, due to the fact that you don't want somebody activating it whenever they choose. The reason I say this is because my idea with it would be on that gen that you activate that infinite merciless storm. And for those that don't know what merciless storm is, it's the barrage of skill checks you get at the 90% gen, and if you miss it, it locks the gen. In this case, your gen progress should be tripled, but if you miss a skill check, you lose 33% of its progress. This would make it to where merciless storm reverse for survivors. Instead of hyper focus, just running it with stakeout and just murdering through gens like a freaking beast technician you are. Instead, all you'd actually have to do is do a gen normally, such as how you go get a flashbang, wiretap, blast mine. Then that next gen you're on, it's game on. And if you have that focus and you can burn through it, that hyper focus, then you can burn through that gen. But let's say a killer pushes you off or anything of that nature, boom, third of the gen gone. If it seems a little too strong, maybe it even covers it up at like merciless storm after, a little give and take, so to speak. And mind you, I'm not trying to make gens go by like crazy. These are just ideas. Please don't murder me. Next up, we're gonna be talking about red herring. I believe it should have an option to activate using the active ability button, or if we still need that have to go in the locker, at least let us press the button when we're in the locker. So as in, you know, you're taking cover and boom. I know I've seen some ideas of it being the furthest gen rather than the one you touched, but I believe being able to activate it yourself other than just getting in the locker at that time would be amazing, mainly due to the fact you can kind of set up traps in the same sense as Pebble. Now, this is not happening, the one that gives you the biggest skill checks. It should just give you more skill checks. It can still have the same original effect, but it just give you more. Just straight up, no hating on whoever uses the perk. It just, that would just be more fun in my opinion. Anyway, we'll have another one of these videos in the next couple days with some background footage of Slinger going off while we talk about some killer changes. Don't think I'm making this one-sided. Trust and believe I play both sides, and I despise every Megan. All love. Stay safe, and I'm gonna see y'all in the fog. If you don't know, we've got some brand new emotes and sub badges coming to the channel over on Twitch, so please come by, say hi, check us out. And yeah, if you like videos like this, you already know the business. Press like, press follow, sub, whatever that big ass button says in front of you, as long as it don't say self-destruct. Nah, I mean. Alright, till next time, I'm MrAvogato, that Carlos P100, that Death Slinger main, that man that talks that Garbaggio all the time, and I'll see y'all in the next one.
Oh fuck, I think I'm dead now. I'm definitely dead. He knows who he wants. I'm dipping. I just got the pallet stun. We're good.